Today, we are going to talk about something that can feel really heavy: congestive heart failure. If you or someone you love has gotten this diagnosis, it can be incredibly daunting. So, our goal here is to just cut through all the confusing stuff, break down what it is, what it means for your future, and most importantly, what you can actually do to manage it. So, let's just dive right in. Look, hearing the words heart failure, that's overwhelming. It's completely normal to feel worried, to have a million questions. But what does the diagnosis really mean for your life, for your future? In this explainer, we're going to give you clear, straightforward information about your outlook and, you guessed it, what you can do about it. All right, so first things first. Before we can talk about the outlook, we need to get on the same page about what we're actually dealing with here. So, congestive heart failure, or CHF, does not mean your heart has stopped working. It simply means it's not pumping as efficiently as it should. The best way to think about it is like a weakened pump. Now, while CHF is a long-term thing, here's the most crucial part to hear right now. With the right treatment, its progression can be slowed down, stabilized, or even improved. That's huge.
Okay, so now let's get to the question that's probably front and center in your mind. What is my prognosis? Well, the answer isn't just a single number. It's a really personal picture that's made up of several key pieces.
Your outlook with CHF is definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. It's shaped by your age, what caused the heart failure in the first place, and what stage you're in when you're diagnosed. It also depends on any other health conditions you might have. And this is a big one, how closely you can stick to your treatment plan. One of the most important metrics your doctor will look at is something called the ejection fraction. So what on earth is ejection fraction, or EF? Just think of it like a report card for your heart's pumping strength. It's a percentage that tells your doctor exactly how much blood your left ventricle is pumping out with every single squeeze. It's one of the clearest ways we have to measure just how well that pump is doing its job. Right, so a healthy heart has a higher ejection fraction, which just means it's pushing out a good, strong amount of blood with each beat. With CHF, that number can be lower, which means less oxygen-rich blood is getting out to the rest of your body. Now, while a lower EF might mean a more challenging road ahead, knowing this number is absolutely vital because it helps your healthcare team pick the perfect treatments just for you. Statistics like these can be helpful, but we have to put them in context. So, on average, the 5-year survival rate for folks diagnosed under 65 is around 79%, and for those over 75, it's closer to 50%. But please remember, these are just averages from large studies. They don't know you, they don't account for all those individual factors we just talked about. Your personal journey can look very, very different, and that's exactly why we're going to talk about what you can do next. All right, this brings us to the most empowering part of this whole conversation, what we can actually do about it. There's a powerful and growing toolkit of medical treatments out there to manage CHF, so let's see how these can build a path forward. Medication is really a cornerstone of managing CHF. And there are all kinds of different drugs that do different jobs. You've got some that help protect your heart and kidneys, others that help the heart pump a little better, and then there are the ones a lot of people call water pills, which basically just help reduce that fluid buildup that can be a really common and uncomfortable symptom. And beyond medication, there are some pretty amazing procedures and devices. If clogged arteries are the problem, bypass surgery might be an option. An implantable cardioverter defibrillator, or an ICD, is kind of like a smart pacemaker that keeps an eye on things and can get your heart back into a normal rhythm if it detects a dangerous one. For more advanced cases, a device called an LVAD can be put in to help the heart pump. And for some people, a heart transplant is the ultimate solution. Medical treatments are, of course, incredibly important. But what you do every single day, that has a massive impact. Honestly, this is where you become the most powerful member of your own care team. So here is a clear 5-step action plan for living well with CHF. Number 1, a low-sodium diet is key because salt makes your body hang on to fluid. 2, regular, doctor-approved exercise helps strengthen your heart. 3, quitting smoking is honestly one of the best things you can do for yourself. And 5, limiting alcohol and caffeine can also just take some of that stress off the heart muscle. But there is one daily task that is especially critical. I want you to pay close attention to this number. Gaining just 2 to 3 pounds in a couple of days can be one of the very first signs that your body is retaining fluid. Weighing yourself every morning and then calling your doctor if you see a rapid jump like this lets your team adjust your treatment before it becomes a bigger problem. It's like your own personal early warning system. And finally, managing CHF is about more than just your physical health, right? Stress and anger are really hard on your heart, so finding healthy ways to manage them is crucial. Support groups can be amazing for connection and just keeping you on track. And simple things like avoiding super tight clothes on your legs can help reduce other risks like blood clots. You see, it's all connected. So after looking at the condition, the prognosis, and all the treatments, what does this all really mean for you? Let's bring it all together and figure out the path forward. So what's the bottom line here? First, your outlook is individual to you. It is not set in stone. Second, we have a whole range of effective medical treatments. Third, your daily lifestyle choices are an incredibly powerful tool to slow this condition down. And maybe most importantly, you are not a passive patient in all this. You are an active, essential partner in your own care. A diagnosis is the start of a conversation, not the end of one. So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. Based on everything we've talked about today, what is the one most important question you can bring to your doctor at your very next appointment to take that next step on your path forward?